Hey folks, Gail here. For those of you that don't know me, I am a sports therapist. I own Kinetic Clinics in Sheffield, and we are proud club sponsors down at Waterfront Golf. I'm really missing the place at the minute, as I'm sure you lot are. Working out in the garden just doesn't do it for me. I just want to be out there on that course. But one thing that is helping are those little isolation diaries that Frank's sending to us every day. The course just looks amazing and I so want to be out there. But in the meantime, let's do a bit of prep work for when we can get back. One really important aspect of playing golf is to prepare your body correctly before you even start. A lot of people think that because golf is not a high intensity sport that they don't need to warm up like they do if they go for a run, for example. But it's just as important because there's a lot of repetitive movements take place that over 18 holes or even 9 holes, those repetitive movements are going to really impact through certain muscles, and you probably, like many others, find that especially by the time you get to the fourth and you're pushing that trolley up that big hill, that you start to feel it into your back or you start to feel it into your knees, and that's because you're probably not warmed up properly, and the impact is really taking its toll on the body. So I'm going to show you a few really simple movements today, which the first part of it you can do at home because it just involves a golf ball. It's starting to just release some of the very tight muscles that you're going to use in playing golf, and it's going to also activate the little neural signals to the muscles and get them firing quicker for when we need it during that golf swing. The second part is just some really simple warm-up exercises using a long shafted club. I actually use a 3-wood in the video, but you can use a driver or a long iron. And they're so simple and they're so quick that you could even do them as you're approaching the first tee or you're waiting for your teammates to tee off, because they really don't take very long. So try them, get used to them whilst we're not actually out there playing, and then you can just pick them up really. You'll remember them and you can do them really quickly just before you tee off, and I assure you that they will help you to focus on the shot a lot quicker. You'll be mentally prepared because you've gone through a certain sequence of movements that are relative to the golf swing, and you will have warmed up and loosened a lot of muscles, so the risk of injury is greatly reduced. I hope you enjoy them, and if you do, we run a Fit for Golf class when we're back for members on a Monday night down at the world headquarters, as Frank calls it. So feel free to come and join us then for a little bit more of a testing workout. Enjoy, stay safe, stay at home, and as soon as we can get out onto that golf course, I'll see you there. Lots of love. Okay, folks, so golf ball. We're going to take it onto the breastbone here, just to one side. Use the ball in the palm of one hand and run it underneath the collarbone out towards the shoulder. You'll probably find some quite what I call sticky bits here that are quite thickened and a bit sore, so work a bit longer on those bits. Try to release off that chest muscle. It will really help to open out that shoulder, giving you that bigger swing. Taking it into the other hand, working onto the other side, working right out towards the little dip there at the front of your shoulder. And then if you want to just work it into the rib cage at the side, down through the little muscles of your rib cage, this really helps you to open out. And then a really good one is on the side of your knee muscle there, just above the knee. Get into the quads, really fire up those quads. They help you get up that fourth hill. Really good one for the lower back is to get into the side of the hip here. just on the seam of your trousers. And again on this side. Okay, so picking up your club, I've got a 3 wood here. I want you to start by just taking it up and over the head. So if you can only get to here, that's fine. If you can get down towards the elbows, even better. And just to show off a bit, if you can get it all the way round, really open up those shoulders. Start to warm them up. Stretch out through the biceps. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to take the club above the head, and I want you to hold on to either side of the club. And then from here, what I want you to do is imagine that you've got a plate glass window in front of you, so you can't bend forward. You're going to slide over to the side and push down on the top of the club. Down again and again. And just try and warm up through the side so you're really stretching all the way down the side of the torso. Push down, and again. Okay, lovely. Now taking the club straight in front of you at shoulder high, keep the knees and feet shoulder width apart and keep the hips facing forwards for this one. So I don't want you to move the lower body at all. It's purely an upper body rotation. So we're trying to separate the upper body and the lower body through the lower back area. And we're pushing on the end of that stretch by just pressing on the end of the club. As you loosen the lower back up, start to bring the hips into a bit of a rotation. So now we've got shoulders are about 90 degrees and hips are about 45. So we're just starting to bring a bit of lower body rotation into it. And when that loosens off, you can start to pivot turn, taking it all the way around, trying to get a good 360. Fabulous. Okay, so for this next one, what I want you to do is to drop the hips into set-up position. So imagine you've got your body into set-up like this. Take hold of the club on either sides of either ends of the shaft and drop the arms straight down towards the floor. Keep the spine in this angle and start to arc the arms up like a big smiley face. Keep the head focused down towards the floor, and this helps to just get that swing mechanism warmed up. We're pushing up on the end of the club on this one, just to open the chest out a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to warm up the rotator cuffs and the shoulders again. I want you to take hold of the club above the head here, and then grab hold of the shaft about halfway up. And from here, we're going to pull up and pull down. Changing arms. And again. Sorry about the dogs. Okay, so moving on to the lower body, I want you to take hold of the head of the club in your right hand, and I want you to tense through the hip on the opposite side. We're going to start to warm up the hamstrings by just swinging the leg into a small arc of a swing, not too high to start with. Keep that hip nice and stable, squeezing through the buttock, get that leg a little bit higher, start to really wake up the back of that thigh. Important in the golf swing. Changing hands, so again, opposite hip, squeeze the buttock, stabilise that hip, start with a small swing, the hamstring starts to loosen, take that a little bit higher. Okay folks, so there you have it. Good 5-minute warm-up, easy to do, with a club in your hand at the first tee or before you set off. Enjoy, see you soon.